Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today is another episode of Chatting in My Closet. For those of you tuning in for the first time, this is an ongoing series on my channel where we talk about, very candidly a particular topic. Usually they are fashion related, and I share my thoughts. I'm just really open and candid with you guys on my thoughts on this particular topic, and then I open it up to all of you and look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments down below. I read every single one and I reply to all of them. So yeah, I'm really curious about your thoughts for this topic as well. Speaking of which, today's topic is the price of luxury. When is it too much? The prices just seem to be going up and up and up, and it sometimes begs the question of, is it really worth it? So I'm sure a lot of you know that Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and I'm sure pretty much all the fashion houses recently implemented a price increase in January of 2021. I don't think, at least I follow Chanel's price increases a lot more closely than I really do anybody else's. So in the case of Chanel, I think it was relatively nominal compared to the massive hike that happened last year. I think it came in around May of last year. That one was like a really big jump. So compared to that one, I think this jump is a little bit less, but the prices are pretty astronomical. I was looking up the prices, and a mini flap in the US before tax retails for I think $3,800, and a small classic flap, brace yourselves, $6,200. Oh my God. And then it just goes up from there, like up and up and up. I think the medium is like upper end of $6,000. The jumbo is like $7,500, and the maxi is like $8,000. And I am blown away by these prices. I really, like, at this point, the Chanel classic flaps are really approaching Hermes prices. I'm sure Hermes also has increased their prices. I know they slowly increase their prices over time as well. So it's not like, Hermes is immune to it or anything like that. But like the Chanel prices are pretty much at Hermes prices. Like you could, if you add some more to that, you would get an Hermes bag. And not that it's necessarily one is worth more than the other, but like to me, Hermes is such a true luxury brand. The way that they treat their artisans, the way that they've kept everything in house. I feel like they're one of the luxury brands that truly embody that sense of luxury and high level of craftsmanship, that it's an extortionate amount, but part of it's like you also know that like from the get-go, it's less difficult to swallow that pill, I think. It's just I struggle to think about parting with that much money to put into another Chanel handbag. And it might be because I already have a sizable collection of them, not to brag or anything by any means, but it's like because I have a few of those pieces, maybe I feel more satisfied with my Chanel pieces, so I feel less inclined to spend that much money to acquire another one. But when it comes to Hermes handbags, I have fewer of them. My collection isn't quite as complete as I'd want it to be. So, maybe mentally, I'm also kind of separating the brands out that way too. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on like what your thoughts are with these recent Chanel prices. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's turned off a lot of people from the brand. Partially, I think that might have been what they were trying to do. They might be trying to price themselves out for some people and try to kind of reinvent this air of, exclusivity and luxury around them. I don't know. Like, I just think it's so crazy, to the point that I don't think I will really be purchasing Chanel handbags, at least at full retail from the boutiques. Like, there would have to be some style that's really extraordinary, really unique, or something about it that makes me want to really get it. I don't think I would be getting, you know, like a classic flap, you know, especially like a black classic flap from Chanel, because of the price, really. I even contemplated getting a classic flap in some beautiful colors because I like having those colors, but with these price points, like, I don't think I can even really do that. It's really hard for me to justify spending that much money. So I think going forward, I'll probably, for when it comes to Chanel, I'll probably focus mostly on ready-to-wear. And some accessories, not even that much costume jewelry anymore. I'm really happy with the pieces I have, and I like rotating through them. So I don't go out of my way looking for costume jewelry pieces, but I am on the market for a belt, like a really skinny belt and things like that. So maybe some accessories, probably some ready to wear, but other than that, I honestly feel like I will be also kind of hunting through the secondhand and pre-loved market to see what kind of ready-to-wear pieces are available and things like that to build out my collection, because otherwise I don't think it's not quite a sustainable price point. It was luxury to begin with, so for some people, you know, who live in that echelon of life, it could be a sustainable price point for them. But, you know, for the most of us, that's not. It wasn't sustainable before necessarily. It wasn't quite like a, I wear Chanel pajamas level, you know, or anything. Like, I'm not at that level by any means. But now with the handbags, I think just now it's not even a question of if it is sustainable. You know, it's like obviously it is not. It's kind of gone beyond that league. Like, when I was getting my sparkly Chanel bag, when I first saw it at the boutique, I think when I did my unboxing video, I was talking about how I saw with my own eyes, I saw there were at least 3, 4, 5 different styles of Chanel handbags that were in the 5-digit range. And I knew they existed, but I don't know. I used to think that those 5-digit bags came out once every couple of seasons, you know. But now I guess the prices are just getting so high that there are some bags that, you know, you put some embellishments on it and then boom, it's like 5 digits. I'm sure there are people who can afford that. So, and I'm happy for them. Really, I am. I have no hard feelings. I really have no hard feelings for the folks who who are willing and able to do so. Totally cool. But I think it's more, I don't know. I've been collecting Chanel pieces for years now, and it almost feels sad. Like I've been doing it for a while, and I've had so much fun adding all these pieces to my collection, and now I feel like I kind of got priced out. Like, I can't quite do it anymore. I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are with the Chanel price increases. Like, is it too much for you? Are you not going to buy Chanel anymore? Let me know. I'm like really curious, because I'm curious to see how I will be in 2021 as well. Like, whether I will continue to purchase as much, whether I will purchase a handbag or not. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I know I was talking mostly about Chanel because, like I said, I follow Chanel prices mostly. But I know, like, VUITTON's prices increased as well. I think DIOR prices are increasing, if not have already increased. Like all the brands do this. And it's not just like the super luxury brands too. Like, all brands will periodically adjust their price levels, right? So, I mean, even Zara, for crying out loud. I remember when you could walk into Zara and like a pretty kind of basic blouse would be like $30, $40. Like, you could get some really good basic pieces for like $30, $40. And then recently, if you walk in there and you touch something, it's like $70. It could be a really simple blouse, but it's like $70. So that reflects the increased cost of living overall. Like, so that part of it makes sense. All brands do it, and usually it kind of goes with the increased general cost of living. But I feel like these recent price increases are particularly painful. All the price increases that happened last year, there were a number of them that happened last year, just seemed pretty ill-timed, given everything that was going on. But also, like, I don't know, it definitely makes me think about it, like stop and think for a moment whether I really would want to spend my money, like that much money, on a handbag or a ready-to-wear piece or whatever it is, right? And you know what? And these prices, these extortionate prices, I think that's what also leads to this like interesting like influencer phenomenon of people like buying things, showing it, and then immediately returning it. I didn't know that was a thing until recently. Yeah, like my mind was just blown that someone that was a phenomenon in general. I can understand why it could happen, because there's, you know, kind of this pressure to have relevant content and wanting to have new things to be able to showcase and all of that. I understand that, and like, to be fully honest, sometimes I feel that too. Sometimes I feel like I might need to get something from a collection, or you know, I need to acquire a few things so I can do a haul. It's been a while since I've done one. I'll be honest, I have those thoughts as well, and sometimes it gets the better of me, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter. Like, I can't buy something that I don't like, and I do returns, like especially if I like online order from like a department store or something, and I'm like trying on clothes at home, and if it doesn't fit, like, I'll return. I know there are some people who are notoriously bad at doing returns. I have a friend who's just like, she can't be bothered with returns ever. I know. So I will return, like genuinely, like will return something if I know I won't use it or it doesn't fit well. But when it comes to like luxe purchases, that's why I like to see them in person, because I don't want to have it and then have to turn around and return it. I will only really take it if I know I like it. I'm getting off track, but I feel like I'm getting off track. But I think it's, but going back to, I think what I was originally saying is that I think it's these exorbitant prices that almost feed into some of that phenomenon as well, because if they weren't, if a bag wasn't $8,000, like, would someone have to buy it just to show it, take a few pictures of it, and then go return it, you know? Yeah, that's bad. That just seems to be like a really vicious cycle of not good things, you know? So, like, all of these things have got me thinking about how I want to share my content, what kind of content I want to share, how I want to continue to build my own collection. And I can't say I really have concrete answers to all of that yet. It's only January of the new year. But I do want to share that I want to continue to build my collection in a very mindful way, in an intentional way, and not necessarily driven too much by hype or trend. I think last year and a little bit the year before, I think there were times where I got a bit caught up in some of that, in some of the excitement of a brand new collection or a new launch or something. And, you know, I'd like really go for it. And I think I'm at a place where I can think through that a little bit better. There are a number of collections that I kind of passed up on. There were a lot of kind of New Year's Eve collections coming out that I was honestly just looking at and being like, I don't think I'd wear or use any of these pieces, so I'm not going to get anything. And I know that can maybe kind of impact my relationship with some of my essays, but I'm usually just upfront and honest. Like, I told my essay, I don't know if any of you had seen the DIOR Homme Lunar New Year, like bulls kind of collection, the bull collection, because it's the year of the bull. And my essay reached out and was like, oh, the collection's here. Like, and I was just like, honestly, I'm not the year of the ox. I just don't really jive with the things that have been a part of this collection, so I think I'm going to pass. Like, if I was the year of the ox, then maybe I would have gotten something to commemorate, but it was just one of those, like, why? And it looked a little too much like Chicago Bulls, like the basketball logo, like the gear and all of that, and I was like, it's a little too sporty for me. It looks too much like Chicago Bulls. Like, I was like, I'm just not jiving with this collection, and I am not going to get something just for the sake of getting something, because I don't need it. I don't need it. So I was saying all of that to share that I want to be really intentional about how I build out my collection. I want to continue to share relevant and helpful content with all of you. So it might mean don't have as many hauls to do. I'm sure I will still buy stuff. I'm not saying I'm not buying anything. I'm sure I will still buy things, but what I want to share and what I think might be helpful is sharing more of like my thinking process, kind of like shopping methodology and things like that, to help maybe share some tips or just what my rationale is and how I justify certain pieces and things like that. I think I would like some of that to be more apparent in my content, so that you all can find it still entertaining and still informative, but it isn't just about, this is what's new, this is what I got. I don't want to encourage unnecessary consumption of things. I also want to be mindful and reduce my unnecessary consumption of things as well. I have a lot of beautiful things. I don't really need a lot of things. So going forward, 2021, I would really like that to be the year where I better hone in on some of that. But I'll continue to be making content and all of that. I want to dig through, do lots of reviews of things, follow up on a lot of pieces, share comparisons and things like that of the things that I have in my closet. So I hope you're all interested in that as well. If you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments down below. But I feel like this has been a really long tangent of me talking about more of the things I want to do with my channel. But I just wanted to share some of that. Like, the recent prices really got me thinking what I would want to do going forward. And it's like, I have a few pieces on my wish list. I have a few like Hermes pieces that I really want to get. I have, you know what I mean? Like, I have some things that I still really want to get, that I want to save and be able to get. There are also other home things that I would like to get, some different furniture pieces and stuff like that. So maybe I'm just getting to the point in life where I have to be more of an adult. That's possible too. But yeah, it was just those prices got me thinking about, how I want to be smarter about adding pieces to my collection. I'm here with my plum juice again. I totally forgot that everybody needed to go grab a drink before this started, but I hope you already had a drink before you sat down through this whole rambling session. I know there's also a school of thought that considers luxury goods and things like this to be an investment. I think this should be its whole own episode, because I have some thoughts about that as well, about us sometimes considering these things to be investments. So I think I'm going to save that to be probably the next episode. But as always, on my communities page, usually like a couple days after the Chatting in My Closet episode goes live, I post a poll for you guys to vote on what you would like to see as the next episode. So definitely keep an eye out for that, and please vote on that, because it helps me figure out which would be the next topic you guys are most interested in. But yeah, are handbags really an investment? I think that should be the next topic, but you guys let me know. I think that's it for today's episode. I know I felt like it was a little bit all over the place, but I think because we're still like early in the new year, I'm having a lot of thoughts in general about what's going on and how I want to spend the rest of the year, and you know what I mean. So I I hope you still found it entertaining. I still hope you found it thought-provoking and interesting. But definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I look forward to reading all of your thoughts and responding to all of them. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram, and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new fashion related videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So until next time, bye!